That is Paul Whelan, the first freed prisoner to step off the plane, obviously speaking to President Biden and Vice President Harris. And there is Paul Whelan. And there we have, just stepped off the plane, Evan Gershkovich, hands on his hips, smiling ear to ear like a young, excited journalist. He's being greeted by Vice President Harris and President Biden with a big handshake and now a hug. Monica, we are watching here. Obviously, we can't hear much. What is it like on the ground?
It was actually just a funny moment, Steph. As you saw Evan get off the plane, the president and the vice president were turned still toward Paul and his family members, and they were looking over there, and he sort of came out and put his arms out like, hey, I'm here. And the vice president turned around when she saw him and did the same thing, and they raised. Here's Evan and his mother. In a beautiful moment. And those cheers and those, that applause that you can maybe hear, that is coming from the more than a dozen Wall Street Journal employees, colleagues, who have been working so hard toward Evan's release and making sure that his story stayed in the headlines. There he is, hugging his other family members, his sister, and it's just something that I'm sure he was thinking about, if I have to guess, on that plane ride here. Picturing it, envisioning it. Perhaps it's something he also thought about when he was in detention, and now he is living it. And we unfortunately can't hear exactly what those first words exchanged between a loving family and their son and brother are in this moment, but here is now Alsu reunited with her daughter and family, and it's 11:49 p.m. here, Steph. Alsu's daughter is turning 13, I believe, at midnight in 10 minutes, and she didn't know if she would be able to spend this birthday with her mom, and now she is in her arms, and I can tell you I just heard a loud cry, one of total excitement and perhaps a bit of release and relief at the same time. That emotion building for so long, and that family now reunited and together, as well as we're seeing Paul Whelan went back over to the president and to Vice President Harris to continue speaking with them for some time, and you're seeing just a very long, ongoing, constant hug between Alsu and her family here on the tarmac. Evan appears to be in very serious conversation with his parents, talking about, you can't even imagine probably what a list of things they have to discuss, but Evan's mom is now sort of giving him the kinds of kisses all over that a mom would do to her son at any age, I imagine. And it's really just a moment now of these three freed Americans chatting, catching up, hugging, embracing, and probably having a little bit of a surreal appreciation for what is occurring, one that really may not sink in for some time, or they may not be able to process. And Steph, I'll tell you, the president is approaching the cameras now.
It mattered a lot. So the light is on. tough calls. What was the toughest call in this one?
The toughest call on this one for other countries is I asked them to do some things that were against their immediate self-interest, and really very difficult for them to do, particularly Germany and Slovenia. Slovenia came in at the last minute, and I tell you what, the chancellor was incredible.
So what's your message to other countries that may think that the Americans into their custody unlawfully would be a good way to get something that they want from us?
Hey, look, that's been the case for all of history. But my job is to make sure, number one, they don't get them. If they do, we get them back. I don't buy this idea that you're gonna let these people rot in jail because other people may be captured. We will set out all the notifications to all the other countries, all our citizens, the countries not to go to, what to do, what not to do, and they got to pay attention. I got more work to do. So.
This is an extraordinary day, and I'm very thankful for our president and what he has done over his entire career, but in particular as it relates to these families and these individuals, what he has been able to do to bring the allies together on many issues, but in particular this one. This is just an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day, and you can see it in the families, in their eyes, and in their cries.
A while ago. I got to make sure, want to make sure everything was in place. And Slovenia made the right move at the right time. So anyway, look, it gets down to trust. I mean it. I know everybody thinks I talk about the notion of relationships with foreign policy with other countries. Much of it, and you've heard me kid with Barack, all politics is personal. It matters. Other leaders trust you, you trust them, and you get things done. And that's how this got done. A lot of help. Anyway, thank you.
How worried are you?
I'm very concerned about it. I had a very direct meeting with the Prime Minister today, and very direct. We have the basis for a ceasefire. He should move on it, and they should move on it now.
Is the chance for a ceasefire ruined after the assassination of Haniyeh?
It's not helped. That's all I'm going to say right now. Thank you.
There you have it, guys. There you have it. President Biden and VP Kamala Harris. They promised, they delivered. Yep, we just witnessed the arrival of the prisoner swap from Russia. Y'all can see it. So many emotions flying up and down. This is what I'm going to say. Whether you are a Republican, a Democrat, or independent, this is the time and the moment for everybody to come together and be happy for these individuals and for their family. And whether we like it or not, we need to say big thank you to Biden administration, because according to a report, this was not an easy task. Just like I said, whether you are a Republican, a Democrat, or independent, it is about these individuals that get to reunite with their family. And I think for being a woman being, that matters. I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye for now.